It's Riptide Blue, metallic. Charge port is real easy. Just push. She opens up. Get you see fast charging there. Here, I'll take
Ooh, I really like that red trim. Wow.
Yep, adrenaline red.
Huh.
And GM does not charge you extra for it, which I thought that was really nice.
It's a really nice screen.
Yeah, it's big. Here, I'll start the car so you can see it. All you do is press the brake when you get in. You don't have to do anything else.
That air conditioning is pretty instant too.
Oh yeah, this thing can make it an icebox in here if you want it to be.
Oh wow. This is pretty spacious. Can I get in?
Yeah, go ahead.
Wow. That is very roomy.
I guess today I gotta use the remote. So you got quite a bit of room back here, but then you got room for lots of things. I got my portable charger here.
Hi, my name is Mike Dennis. I'm one of the client advisors here at Zimbrick BMW, and this year we're participating in the Wisconsin EV road trip. Being a company that's from Wisconsin and Madison, we're proud of the area, and so it's kind of fun to be able to show people around places that we've taken cars ourselves. I've been with Zimbrick for a long time, and it's forever kind of been our company's motto of making sure that we give back and connect with our community. I know for Mr. Zimbrick that's one of the most important things. We're at a place where there's enough adoption rate that there's a lot of attention on EVs, especially right now. There's never probably been a better time to get a good deal in purchasing one. This year we're really excited that someone gets to drive an i4 M50.
My name is Michael Hammond, and I got invited through a friend to the EV road trip this year. I'm pretty excited because it really, honestly, wasn't on my radar. I'm a big fan of EVs. Honestly, most of my experience is on two-wheeled EVs, bicycles. I work at Trek Bicycles, so I've had a lot of experience on those. I have not purchased an EV yet, so this is kind of an interesting experience for me to actually take one on a longer distance drive. When the offer came up, it was between a Mini Clubman and the i4 M50, and the Mini sounds pretty cool. They both sound cool, but I was like, yeah, the i4 M50 sounds a little cooler. So I don't know if it would be the right car for me if I were to buy an EV, and I'm in the market, so that'll be interesting to learn about it and experience it. I've been hearing a lot about the Hans Zimmer created audio in this car. So.
And we just heard that a little bit when it started up.
Yeah.
I think the first time that I drove an electric, I gave myself whiplash.
It's what I'm looking forward to and also terrified of is that the M5 has 536 horsepower and 580 some odd pounds of torque, whatever it was. And that's a lot compared to what I'm used to in my internal combustion engine car.
The biggest thing is the acceleration. It's 536 horsepower, so if you really put it down, it'll feel like you're in an airplane about to take off. So let's go right. We'll jump on the belt line here, and we'll just go down to Park Street.
I'm going to give these guys a gap, so hold on.
Yeah, definitely.
Hold on to your cookies.
And feel free to give it a little acceleration.
Oh, yeah. It's your golf cart with a lot more horsepower.
Do you think you'll be able to go straight to La Crosse from here with this one charge, or do you think you'll have to charge along the way?
I should be able to, based on the reviews I've watched, based on what it's saying. Currently 240 some odd miles on there. The trip is about 130 miles to La Crosse, so I anticipate charging when I get there. And then the route goes off from the next day, Saturday, from La Crosse to Potosi, and then Potosi back to Madison. So that's going to be a little longer. I anticipate probably having to stop and top off, so to speak, at some point. And at first I had a lot of range anxiety, like looking into this, and now I'm a little more comfortable, but this is also, like, again, my first longer distance trip in an EV. So far, so good.
I'm Jeremiah Brockman. I'm the president of the Wisconsin Electric Vehicle Association, and this is our second annual EVA road trip, we call it, and it's a electric vehicle only road rally around the state of Wisconsin. This year we're starting in La Crosse, driving down through Viroqua, Boscobel, and then on to Potosi. We'll do a brewery tour there, have some lunch, and then we're going to cruise on over to Madison for a tour of Hoffman EV, and they take gas cars and convert them into electric cars.
this on a trailer, and we towed it with that. So we're driving down I-94 in a Cybertruck towing an electric DeLorean. The first DeLorean I converted was maybe about 3 or 4 years ago, and it was pretty good, but I learned a lot since then. And this one we bought at auction in Chicago, and it's got a 55 kilowatt hour battery pack. Actually split in two, one in the back, one in the front. It's got a Tesla Model 3 performance drive unit in rear end where the engine used to be, and we try to do things like keep the instruments pure and natural, like there's no iPad up in the dash or screens or anything like that, so all the instruments look original, but they display things like current or state of charge or battery temperature. And one thing really cool about this DeLorean, well, of course it's much faster than it used to be. One thing really cool about this is that it actually has a wet right now, but there's a trunk. Might be a little damp tonight, but so right now, originally the DeLorean had an engine that came up to here like this.
Oh.
And now we have one. Now we have a trunk.
It's like a frunk, but in the back, so.
I guess you could call it a trunk also. Yes, because the front would be the front trunk. Yes. And underneath there's a drive unit, battery, one of the battery packs.
I plugged it into my car to the Chatamo, you know, and then I can put the CCS onto here. But this is like $1,000.
So you're telling me that this allows a Nissan Leaf or an old Kia Soul EV or any sort of Chatamo vehicle to charge with a CCS?
Yes, if I was going to bring my Leaf today, I would have brought this.
So you don't need anything specialized done with your Nissan Leaf to do this. This will work with any Nissan Leaf.
Any Nissan Leaf. So there's a couple different brands. This one's A2Z. But there's a few brands that make them, and then a whole bunch of knockoffs now.
This feels rather bulky, actually kind of heavy too.
It's heavy.
So how do you position this to charge like a Nissan Leaf?
Yeah, I mean, it connects really well.
So it will hold itself.
It'll totally hold itself.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, for sure. So, but it's got electronics in here, so you have to like power it up first, so that it can be ready to do the communication.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's super cool.
So do you have to charge this adapter then?
You do. Just USB to charge it up.
Oh wow, USB-C too.
Yep. And you can load it with different software. So I've tried different software on it as I did updates. Yeah, it's cool. I worked on hybrids and EVs, EV Powers, hybrid battery service and repair in Madison.
That's the name of the company?
Yeah. Which to me is a no-brainer.
Yeah, so I agree because like fully a third of Wisconsin residents rent.
Yeah.
And there's no financial incentive for a landlord to put in a charger. You know, they don't want to do it, and plus there's fears of battery fires, which are way overblown, of course. And of course the tenant's not going to pay $500 for a level 2 or $1,000 for a level 2 when they're not going to be living there in a year.
Well, but if I live on the third floor, even, I mean, what am I going to do?
Right.
You know, I mean, you think of how many places are that way too.
Yeah.
You know,
Or you park in the street.
or you park in the street.
I've asked some apartment complexes in Sheboygan, like, hey, do you have EV chargers or have you thought about it? And like 2 of them said, like, we have a resident, they paid to get their chargers installed, but that's just for them. So I'm thinking, like, if you're a tenant at an apartment, how long do you expect to spend living at an apartment that's worth the investment? Like, do you take the charger with you when you're done and lose all the costs you put into installation?
You know, the range is good. Now that I'm thinking about it that much. It's rated at like 212, but I can see that probably in the summertime you definitely are getting better than that. All the customizations are cool. So I have like a picture of my granddaughter on the phone, or on the car already when I started. You can customize it so much. Put it in sport mode, like it's red. You know, and the lights are red and the dashboard red. Or if you put in eco mode, it's green. The tail lights, you can make it the sort of British.
Oh, the Union Jack.
Yeah, or just like normal tail lights or whatever. Again, I set it up so when I step out that it turns off. You don't have to do that. But it's got good room.
Oh, that's a really cool, interesting display.
I love it.
That's
So
very
got,
unique.
Yeah, so it's got like a heads-up display up over here. Driving on a round map is actually kind of cool.
Yeah.
The interface, again, all of it is great. Your, air conditioning and whether where do you want to up or down or wherever.
These
Android
conditioning
Auto.
fins are really weird looking.
But you know what? It actually is very intuitive, and I like it because it's like infinitely adjustable instead of like, okay, now I gotta do left, right, now I gotta do up, down, or whatever.
Right.
This is kind of this textured fabric, and at night, you know, the light shines down in here, and you notice the texture even more.
Huh.
You know.
That
was kind of cool. Yeah, the way it kind of fade.
Yeah.
And I like that they did not put texture on the armrests because that would be bad.
A lot of EVs like to do a glass roof, which some people find that to be a little annoying or glaring, but looks like you have the option to actually cover that up.
Yep,
here.
and it goes all the way back. So I've had it open and closed, just sort of depending on how I go. It really opens, which that is not common.
No, not anymore.
And it's, you know, it's a fun goof once in a while, though, right?
Yeah. This part of the Potosi Brewery Museum is talking about ice harvesting and transporting ice with ice cars. It even says in here, like, it would go as far as China. It's fascinating to me to think about stuff like that. But it also makes me think, like, what else are we doing today that's going to seem really goofy or weird in the near future? Maybe burning fossil fuels for transportation.
Fades out. I'll get part of it.
We're headed to Mount Horeb, Wisconsin. A lot of our EV road trip participants are going to need to have to charge there, and especially because that's one of the few places around with CCS charging. How's it going, Jason?
Well, we're communicating.
Oh, good.
It took my payment without having to use the app, so this morning I didn't know what I was doing. Today, or tonight, yeah, much better.
That's good. We're at Quick Trip right now using their charging systems. We got some CCS EVs plugged in. They're charging pretty all right. Not all Teslas can use CCS charging or third-party NACS charging, meaning it's a NACS plug, but it's not on a Tesla supercharger. It's somewhere else, such as the Quick Trip fast chargers. And here's how you can find out. You can go into your controls, your screen, I mean. You can go all the way down to software, and then here we can say additional vehicle information. And there we have CCS and third-party NACS DC charging. In this case, not installed. So even if I had the physical adapter that allowed me to plug into a CCS, this Tesla would not allow me to charge with that system. Same with those NACS plugs that you saw at the Quick Trip charging station.
Okay, that went easier than what I did this morning.
Hey.
But that's just because I didn't.
So there seems to be problems with this charger right here. You said that one faulted out?
So it may not be because of that. It's probably, you know. So it may not, you know, he thought it may be the adapter.
Yeah.
So I bet this is gonna fall out somehow. So it didn't. So it did it for my payment.
Okay.
So he's actually on that station. You're just marketing, right?
Oh, is this a stupid thing where you can't use it?
Sorry.
It is or is it? You can't use.
I mean, I don't think so. pretty sure it's not set up that way.
You're still cold.
Well, I might give it a try, see what happens.
Yeah, I definitely should have gotten closer. I could not stretch that 1 inch far.
The layouts of these chargers are not the best, given that EVs all have their charge ports at different parts of the vehicle itself. Some are on the front, some are on the back, some are driver's side, some are passenger side. If you have something set up more like a traditional gas pump where it's side by side, then it's a lot more versatile. When I consult EV chargers for businesses, I'll always recommend a minimum of 2 chargers, even if one charger can charge multiple vehicles. And the reason for that is, what if one charger goes down? If that's your only charger, then you're screwed. Similarly, if you show up to the charger and if that one charger that's there is in use, at least now you have a second charger that has the ability or capability of being used. Ideally, you would want more in most use cases or scenarios, but minimum of 2. Rarely would I ever recommend just putting in one charger. What people don't talk about a lot is that gas pumps go offline all the time. Why you don't hear about that often is because typically you have, let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8, 20 gas pumps in one facility at once. So if one gas pump goes offline, no one really cares, because then they go to the next one and, oh, that one works. Same thing goes for Tesla superchargers. They also go offline, but you don't hear about them often because they oftentimes come in clusters of 6, 8, or nowadays even more. But when you have 4 fast chargers and one goes offline, it makes a big difference. This is the second year that you've done the EV road trip in Wisconsin. How was it this year?
Well, it was better because I brought a Tesla, which is much easier to charge. I like my Bolt, which we have at home. When you use the Bolt for driving around town and use the Tesla for long trips, because Teslas are just so much easier to charge.
We stopped at that Quick Trip earlier today. Were you successfully able to charge there?
I did. I plugged it in, I swiped my credit card, it was done. They all should be like that. Every charger should be, put your credit card up and go. It's stupid, I think, to have an app. It really, I don't know what purpose it serves.
I think the option of having an app is great for like reward systems.
Yes, but not that you have to have it.
I agree.
I mean, you don't have to have an app to go and buy groceries. You don't have to have an app to go buy a shirt. It just doesn't make any sense. The A to Quick Trip, they did it right.
Maybe they could put the NACs on the other side though, for make it easier for Teslas.
Well, you know, having had to stretch the cord, the next time I'm going to stop and look at where everything is and then figure out where to pull it.
Okay, or pull in nose first and then use the one there.
Yeah.
I just want to say thank you so much for coming, being a part of the second road trip. Yes, the plan, whatever, but if nobody comes, it's all for naught. So thank you so much. With that, I'm turning it over to Jeff.
Yes. Thank you. I'm Jeff Hoffman. This is my company, Hoffman Manufacturing Corp. We build store fixtures from wood and metal, and we also kind of dabble in electric cars. So we're going to do a quick tour to see the things that we do that don't have to do with electric cars, but we'll be able to see at the same time the facilities we have, the machines we have, the expertise we have, where we can utilize that stuff with the electric cars. This is the starter. We basically have a wood side and a metal side, and this is the start of our metal side. Grab it down here, cut out parts, and there is absolutely nothing cool to look at in this department either.
So out of all the EVs out there, you drive an Ocean Fisker, or Fisker Ocean, I mean. So why did you choose that one?
Boy, that's a good question. Wish you would have asked me that 2 years ago. Supposed to have the best range, it's supposed to be fairly efficient, it's supposed to charge fast, and it's supposed to be high tech. So it kind of checked all the boxes when I was EV shopping.
Nice.
Yeah. She had already had a Nissan Aria picked up.
What was the story between the Aria and the Ocean?
I just decided to go with the Ocean. They were both set to be released at the same time, and I went with the Ocean because the specs look better to me.
So now after owning it for 2 years, you said?
Yeah.
What is it that you really like about it? And are there any things that you don't like about it?
What do I really like about it? I love the speed, and I love the efficiency. I love that it is smooth and quiet on the road. It's probably the smoothest, quietest car I've ever owned. What don't I like about it? Well, I guess you could just go right to the elephant in the room and say Fisker filed for bankruptcy, and the lack of support is unfortunate. So no longer have a warranty. If I need service, it's a mobile tech and it's not cheap.
They still have mobile techs though.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, they're independent, so you have to pay them to come to you. I'm just crossing my fingers that it doesn't need.
The lack of accountability for Fisker himself, who runs the company down into the ground. What was the repercussions? Zero, except to the customer. So it's a shame. The car, beautiful, but it's just a shame that he basically zips away and there's no repercussions. He's living like a fat cat wherever it is.
For the second time in a row.
Oh, was it the second time? I didn't realize it.
Yeah, they originally had, was it the Karma? Yeah, and then that went out. Do you think they might do it again a third time?
Hopefully people have caught on.
Yeah.
So let's hope not.
Yeah.
And several years ago, we switched over to all electric as far as like landscaping. Well, I think all the more gas, which kind of bought Sparrow or something. I don't know, Eric. It's not fast at all, but it's being so small and it's got great visibility. It basically copied the Think City, right, with their plastic panels. Yep. That is a Saunders Metacycle.
Saunders.
Yep. And Coda. This is a Coda. What year is this? Like a 2010 or 10? Yeah. So they kind of came out at the same time as Tesla was coming out with their Model S. This is a very dusty Fisker Karma, which is not a true EV because it's an extended range EV. It's converted actually more than once, however. Now it's got a Tesla Model 3 drive unit in it.
How often do you take these out and drive them?
This one will be like my anniversary with my wife or something like that, or her birthday. And this one, my wife doesn't like. She doesn't like that. She doesn't like that. So, not very often. But I drive this in the winter.
Yeah, so how do you describe that? Airplane in rockets.
All right, so you dropped off the i4, is it?
Yep, the i4 M50.
And how was that?
Amazing car. Knowing in advance that it was a, let's say an M3, but an EV version of that car. I kind of appreciate that. I think it's a good stepping stone. Incredible power, too much power in my opinion, but whatever, it's kind of awesome to have. It's a great stereo. It's like a really nice stereo with 4 wheels. I made it from Madison, from the dealer to La Crosse. No issue. I still have like 60% at that point. What I was surprised about that. I did drive primarily on Eco. I charged at the hotel on 110, so it took forever. I put it on at 10 o'clock at night and got up at, I was up at 5:30, so by 6 o'clock, 6:30, it still wasn't fully charged. It was close, it was like 92%. On the other hand, that fast charger was pretty impressive, like, 30 minutes to a full charge from 50%. I only added another, 10% to it because that's all it needed. The range anxiety that I had going into this, knowing that it's not the highest end of ranges on that car, it was fine. I could have easily made it from La Crosse to Potosi back to Madison without issue. I wanted to stop and charge anyway just to try that out. All in all, A+ on that vehicle.
The EV road trip unites EV enthusiasts and the EV curious and shows that you can go around Wisconsin with an EV with the proper planning. It also highlights some of the gaps in charging infrastructure that could be improved on. The trip wouldn't be possible if it weren't for the sponsors, contributors, and drivers themselves. The sponsors include Javavino Electric, Driftless Medical Spa, Hoffman EV, Xcel Energy, and my personal favorite, as well as my own company, Dreamcatcher Energies LLC. Thank you David Zillow and the Body Electric for the live music, the Radisson La Crosse for the night stay, morning coffee at Javavino, lunch at Potosi Brewery, and snacks and drinks provided by Hoffman EV, followed by a tour. Thanks to Zimbrick BMW and Zimbrick Mini as well for lending 2 EVs for any EV curious people to drive on this trip. For more information on participating or sponsoring in the 2026 EV road trip, visit the Wisconsin EVA website or email Jeremiah Brockman directly. Links are in the description. Why do you drive electric? Why don't you get a diesel or a gas?
I've never wanted to spend money on. I hate buying gas. I mean, I've tried to drive pretty fuel efficient cars for years, and I've dreamt of having an EV since 1999 when I bought a Chevy Metro, and I said, this will be the last gas car I ever buy. Well, it took a little longer than what I was planning. Chevy came out with this, and I just loved the looks of it. Test drove it. I thought it felt really great. So they got my money.
Yeah.
I'm happy with it.
I think like anything that's new, I love my car. I love manual transmissions. That's all I've ever driven since I was 16. So that's kind of been honestly my only barrier to EVs, because I'm like, what am I missing? But when you get into them and you experience the quiet, the acceleration, all the benefits that an EV has, it's hard to hang on to a manual internal combustion engine. Granted, like maybe on the weekend you have your other special car to do that with, but I think I'll probably get over that pretty fast.